This is the talk show that takes a no-holds-barred approach to politics, where truth and integrity are the standard and the Constitution honored. From Renaissance Studios, this is Champion News Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome to another great edition of Champion News Talk Radio. We are brought to you by championnews.net, and this is your choice for the conservative voice. This is Ann Parisi. Today, our founder, Jack Roser, and myself have Lennie Jarrett with us, and Lennie is our editor at Champion News and so many other things. So, Good morning, Jack. How are you?
I'm just fine, and I'm a lot better since Lennie joined our crew. How many months have you been with us now?
It's been just about 3 months now.
About 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, any of you that have been watching our Champion News knows that its outreach has just been tremendously increased by you, Lennie. And
Thank you.
I think our whole political persuasiveness is going out to a lot more people. We have tremendous viral reach now, and you certainly are a very smart guy about the conservative cause, and you bring that along with your skills of reaching out in the wild and woolly West.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me speak to what Jack means by the viral. We have a Facebook page,
Yes.
so you can check us out on Facebook at Champion News and Champion News Talk Radio on Facebook. And then we also have Champion News Online on YouTube,
Yes.
which we have started to integrate a lot of the social media
Right.
and the internet, so you could check us out there. But there's a lot of other
And we're
things.
also on Twitter and kind of working on getting us on more on Pinterest as well.
Whatever those are. What are those for our listeners?
Let me put a plug in, too. This whole thing is maturing. I'm an old goat, and I'm the guy that started Champion News, which is a profit and loss newspaper. We can print all we want about politics and things like that, but it's a profit and loss newspaper, and one of the nice things the listening audience should know is that your views on your products or your views on things can be advertised in Champion News.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's to a good thing, because Champion News is a big outreach. It is an American enterprise that should have a greater and greater reach for products and good ideas about politics and the world we live in.
Right.
So it's becoming a much more important political outreach thing with this viral thing and the way it's being accepted as an outreach from this radio program, where you also can buy ads. And so you're supporting a good company and the ideas and the leadership that we are showing now.
And you're
in
reaching
the
a
absence.
conservative market. If you have products that reaches out to conservatives, we're the place to come advertise on.
That's
Champion
right.
News Media Enterprise, huh?
Well, as anybody in politics knows, the part of the Republican Party that's above, if you can call it above, but is different than the county level and all of the,
Yes.
the stuff that's still in existence, operating good or bad, where you're at, more good than bad. But the rascals that neglected the thing are all gone. The donors, they've disappeared. The people who are operating it, the Central Committee, and we have to reach out into a fellow that's disgraced himself out of his job as a chairman of the Republican Party. And pardon me, but I'm speaking of a fellow that I have been able to work with up till now, but rather outrageously, Pat Brady has picked up on endorsing the idea of two guys being a marriage. And that is so much against my religion, my politics, any category I could think of. Two guys do not make a marriage. And the privileges and the duties that go with a real marriage of a man and woman are based largely on the fact that that's the family, the responsibility that goes with a family, not two guys that don't have any place else to put money. People wonder why homosexuals are powerful in politics. I'll tell you why. They don't have kids. As a result, they got time and money. And it's not a marriage when two guys get together. If they want to get together, I guess the free world, they can do it. But it shouldn't be dignified the same as a father and a mother in a position that's designed for the generating of a family of responsibility for those in the community and their extended family, mothers, fathers, cousins, all the rest of it. The extended family doesn't exist with a couple of guys calling them a marriage. And I'm a businessman, I'll tell you, there's a rotten potential in this business of making two guys a family, because 40,000 people a year die from AIDS, and 40,000 more get AIDS. And it's a very costly disease. And if one of these guys that hasn't got it is working for some company, they can get married and stick onto the company the cost of $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year for a guy whose body is rotting away because of two guys don't make a family.
So this was part of our lame duck session.
Yes, this is part of our lame duck session. I'll give you a quick overview real quick. Our biggest problem in Illinois is our debt. So what did the legislators want to talk about? Yeah, they wanted to talk about same-sex marriage. They wanted to talk about banning guns and having registrations. They wanted to give driver's license to undocumented workers. Then they finally got around to talking about the pension problem, and they didn't solve that at all either. So we have a lot of issues, and like Jack was saying, the biggest issue with Pat Brady is he's the head of the Republican Party. The platform of the Republican
Party. He's the nominal chairman of thing, and we could say more about the organization of the Republican Party.
Well, it's a lack of leadership because the platform states marriage is between one man and one woman. He's not. He's not abiding by the platform is the big issue with what he's doing.
Why did they not put a referendum and have the voters vote on gay marriage? I mean, you know what? Here's the deal. I worked in the cosmetic industry. I have gay friends. And not all homosexuals are perverse and do all this craziness.
Granted.
Okay, right. And some of them actually have somebody that they love and they just want to have the love and respect, and I don't have to continue.
Like any category, there's good and bad within it.
Yes,
absolutely.
But my question is, why was this not brought to the voters? Why does a select few people get to choose? And I'm going to be willing to bet you a lot of those folks that voted for it, a good majority of their constituents are probably against it.
Right.
Because why would they not do that?
Well, it didn't pass in the lame duck session, but they know the majority of voters, if any state that's had this referendum on the ballot, I think 32 of them have said marriage is between one man and one woman. So the odds of them actually passing it if they give it to the voters, it's not going to pass. Same-sex marriage won't pass if they give it to the voters.
Republic, it belongs to the people.
They don't want the people voting on it. Is really
there's the issue itself, and there's the unfortunate thing that Pat Brady had to go and stick his oar in it.
Right, as chairman, that's the problem.
Listen, I've worked with Pat Brady on a number of things, and he's done some good things. And I'll tell you, one of the good things he did was my attorney, John Duggan, rewrote the rules about voting the precincts in the county, that where you didn't have elected precinct committeemen. And I realized that that's weakening the party, and you ought to have the precinct committeemen that are elected and that they have a proper vote. Well, I got this thing written up by John Duggan, who's very, very smart about all this, and a really terrific attorney. And he wrote up a thing so that they can, in a period when they're organizing after elections, they're organizing the counties, that the county chairman can no longer vote the empty precincts. That's caused a lot of trouble in the past, and it's been an incentive for the county chairman to not
grow the party.
Yeah, that's what has weakened the Republican Party, is the fact that they don't have a lot of committeemen that have been elected from the work that they're doing in their own precincts of typically about 500 people. They ought to be out and talking to them about Republican principles and politics. And there's been no incentive to do that. Now there is, and I got to say that Brady, I talked to him maybe 5 minutes, and he went ahead and did institute that change just a couple of years ago, and it's made it possible and very encouraging things for people of principle, like Tea Party people, to get elected as committeemen within the Republican Party, where they will have an elected voice in the work of the whole county.
Not in Cook County, though.
So that's a good thing that he did. So I am terribly disappointed, because I had trouble getting to him on the phone, but after a number of telephone calls, I think he mistakenly picked it up, and I did talk to him about it, and I guess...
We're gonna talk more about the lame duck session when we come back after the break. Stay with us.